Okay, I want to welcome everybody to the State of the Village year in review for 2023, but sorry we started a little bit late, but we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back up and running now. Thanks. So council members this year, council president is Elizabeth Shaver, Christine Backnick, Tony Bertone were both recently re-elected last year. Jerry Heights, Jeff McKinney, and Frank Saracey are still on council. Administration, Amy Kosick is our administrator. Our fiscal officer is Christine Page, village solicitors Jim Lyons, and our village engineer is Cly Haddon of CT Consultants. Department directors, Amy Kosick again is the administrator. Our administrative staff in the office, Lisa Starkey and Kylie Cross. Police Chief David Coran, Fire Chief Bob Lloyd, Mike Rowan, Director of Service, Service Department employee Mike Botigi, Cristiano is Director of the Senior Community Center, and Pat Bush, our Class 3 operator for water distribution. We no longer are making water in the village since October. We've been buying from the city of Painesville. We're going to start out this evening with the police department. We're a community-first police force to foster modern policing strategies through a community partnership. Again, the administration is Dave Coran, first female sergeant, Kylie O'Brien. Jennifer Calhoun-Urban is our administrative assistant. I know the chief gets a lot of credit for running his department, but I'm pretty sure Jennifer handles most of the heavy lifting there in the department. We're lucky to have her. Our full-time police officers, Patrol Officer Kyle Oshner, Patrol Officer James Sheehan, Patrol Officer Chris Manishi, Patrol Officer Tyler Varsey, and our SRO, Christina Medina. We'll be talking about her a little bit more as we go along. Part-time Officer William Holbert. We have a ton of auxiliary, auxiliary police unit. Dave has done a wonderful job of refilling these ranks out. Commissioned officers, Dave Harvey, Richard Kimbrough, Adam Dragovich, Philip Sheba, Michael Ronaldo, Kevin Keisner, and Joe Christopher. The auxiliary unit, the non-commissioned officers, these are officers that are going through academy and will soon probably be able to become officers. Keegan Vaught, Emily Sines, Michaela Ritchie, Austin Tuttle, Larry Longenstretch, Arena Asciato, Ryan Smith, and even Mendenhall. Again, these are all folks that help out here in town when we have events. Dave probably offsets some hours when we have folks out on sick leave or vacations. We're a very busy department, 7,566 calls for service in 2023. This does not include people walking in or direct calls to the office or other activity. The police department is fully certified by the Ohio Collaborative and Community Police Advisory Board. All officers are certified by the Ohio Peace Officers Training Commission. Community engagement in 2023, the police department conducts numerous security details and community programs. Mardi Gras course, community days, school basketball and football games, Village Fest, community programs, senior welfare checks, Harbor Holiday event, trick or treat, an annual costume contest, school visits, shops with an officer, monthly coffee with the cops. Dave even has his officers, they'll go in and out of a lot of our local businesses, and they have a presence there too, just so folks know that we're here and we're out in the community. So the new addition to the police department last year was the SRO. Christina Medina was hired full-time in August of 2023 and assigned the SRO through a joint agreement with the Fairport Harbor Exempted Village School District and the village. So that's I think it's, I don't remember the split, but the school's picking up most of it. I think it's 75-25, if I remember correctly. 80-20. It's 80-20. Thank you, Dave. He actually worked that up a bit for us. So, but it's been a good partnership, and it's something that's been long overdue in the village. It was a huge step towards addition to protecting the protection and outreach of our schools. The SRO is more than a security deterrent. It's a law enforcement relations tool for building relationships with students. Officer Medina was best suited for this position, given her unique background of working with students as a Head Start teacher, and always wanted to work with children being in law enforcement role. Officer Medina also speaks fluent Spanish and can communicate with other Spanish-speaking students at our schools. One of the gauges that I use as the mayor is no news is good news kind of thing. I've had zero negative feedback since we've initiated this role, and I mean, it's been nothing but positive. I think it's viewed in the community in a very positive light, and again, as a father that had kids that went through the school system, we needed it quite a while ago. So I want to thank again the school board for recognizing it, and council for recognizing the need to fund the position, and Dave and the hard work that he did in putting this position together. And Officer Medina is doing a really nice job there, so that's nice to have. Fire department, another busy department. Emergency medical services, total EMS runs last year were 659, 437 transports. We transported 362 to Tri-Point. Geauga Hospital was 4, Lake West 28, Rainbows and Babies 2, Hillcrest 40, Metro 1. The CCF in Menor was 35, and CCF Maine of 1. Fire type of incidents, 485 responses, 46 structural fires, including mutual aid, 26 hazardous materials. We had 0 civilian injuries, 2 firefighter injuries last year, and 0 fire deaths. 1,500 hours of training. 2 members became EMS instructors. 2 members completed paramedic school, pediatric advanced life support. 2 members completed QPR classes, that's suicide prevention. Annual EMS run reviews specific to the fire department by CCF Menor, and 1 member attended Firehouse Expo classes. 2023 equipment upgrades and purchases. Chief Lloyd does a phenomenal job of reaching out and finding unique ways and grants, and to where the village has very little matching funds that we have to put in, and he's very aggressive at doing that. So aggressive last year, we got the 2016 rescue squad replaced due to an accident on one of our runs out the Hillcrest. Nobody was injured in that run, but it did allow us to bump that up in the cycle, and we replaced that with a 2023 Lifeline. We got a power cot and load for the replacement squad. The 2003 rescue squad was replaced via the fire levy with a 2023 Braun. Proceeds used to purchase the new portable and mobile radios from a regional grant. 2023 John Deere Gator was paid from an anonymous donation, and the EMS skid unit was also paid by that. 2 commuters for the chief and fire prevention, 2 4 gas meters donated by Lyondell Basel, smoke alarms purchased with donations from the Elks, and upgraded fire investigation tools. Continuing with the upgrades, 7 sets of turnout gear funded by assistance to the firefighters grant. Grant was for $18,000. Fairport Harbor Fire Department share was $950 of that. 3 thermal imaging cameras paid via the fire levy. Turnout gear, dryer funded mainly by the Ohio Bureau of Workmen's Comp. They paid about $5,000, and it cost the levy $1,000. Power chair funded mainly by, again, the Bureau of Workmen's Comp, was paid at $12,494. Our cost from the levy was $4,000. iPads that service both squads, paid via normal operating funds. 4 nozzles to continue the nozzle upgrade plan, fire levy. Upgraded engine 1813 to LED headlights for safety. Again, that came out of fire levy. Hydrogen cyanide meters purchased via Lyondell Basel grant, $1,500. That was no cost to the village. 2 sets of vacuum splints and mattress via EMS grant from Ohio, $3,000, no cost to the village. 16 portable radios and 8 mobile radios funded through a regional assistance to firefighters grant. That came in at $132,000 paid by AFG. Cost to us for our share of it was $12,500, of which $11,600 was covered by the sale of the 2003 rescue squad. Again, Council should get a lot of credit for this. The chief should get a lot of credit for how they run and they manage their departments. For a village of our size and our tax base, I don't know that any time in our history that we had two brand new EMS vehicles. I know one came via the accident, but still we planned for it. We put the monies aside. You folks in the audience support the levies that pay for those, and you can see here through what I've just been able to, present, that we do a very good job with the tax dollars that we're given, and we have a very highly trained and dedicated professional firefighting crew here, as well as a police department, and we're lucky to have it. So we'll talk a little bit about our infrastructure's improvement in 2023. I talked earlier about with Pat Bush and the water operations. We had the water vault interconnection with the city of Painesville. We have been receiving water from Painesville since October. We worked with the city of Painesville, CT Consultants, and with Ohio EPA to coordinate a detailed sequence of steps, including the initiation of service from Painesville, the flushing program. And the flushing program was pretty cool because we were able to actually get all of our shutoff valves put onto iPads, and now that's digitally mapped. What we found out when Mike and the guys started going throughout the village to find the shutoffs, that one of the old service department directors didn't mark down east or west or north or south when he was coming off of certain poles on the street to find it. And now we know where those are, so it was a bit challenging to figure that out. What else here? The major undertaking for the village, and we truly appreciate the help, guidance, and support we have received from all the entities to make this connection possible. Again, it was a very big project. It's still ongoing. Right behind us here this evening, they're actually starting the work for the new tower. We've got the second interconnect that's going to go in over St. Clair Street Bridge later on this year. I think I hit it there. Yep. Chestnut Street Storm and Sanitary Sewer Project. Chestnut Street project was completed and included the upgrade of the storm and sanitary sewers for the entire length of the thoroughfare, which runs between 5th and 3rd Streets. The project included new lines for the entire sanitary main sewer, replacing about 1,000 feet of storm and sanitary lateral upgrades for all properties, pavement resurfacing for the entire length of Chestnut after the work was completed. The total cost of that endeavor was $825,000. In October of last year, we approved the resolution to seek a $350,000 grant and a $50,000 loan for the project from Ohio Public Works. Aside from the OPWC money, the funding package for the project also consisted of $425,000 in local revenue, which came from the Lake County Department of Utilities and Lake County Stormwater Management Department, and they combined a total of $263,500, while we secured CDBG funding in the amount of $161,500 to support the project. We would have been on the hook for the $161,500, but CDBG came in and took that away. So of that $825,000, the village residents paid $0 towards that. Again, there was a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of folks involved in that, from CT to Amy, CDBG, RIA at the county, Tim Miller for the sewer department, and Randy Roethlisberger at utilities in Lake County. I can't thank them enough. It's just a good way of again, I think, how we demonstrate how we try to do the best we can with the limited dollars that we have. So those dollars then were able to go into the Sundry Road program. I think that's next up on the list here. In the fall of 2023, we accepted bids for Sundry Road repairs and selected Ronick Paving. That work amounted to $185,600. The projects included Plum Street from New Fourth to 3rd, Plum Street from Burton to Cortland, Prospect from Vine to the end of the street, Vine Street from 2nd Street to Prospect Street, and Vine Street from Cortland to 7th Street. In addition, there was work done at the west end of 7th and Paradise Alley. The village was able to utilize American Rescue funds to help complete that project. There's plenty more Sundry Road projects coming up in 2024. Plenty of need there. But again, we do the best we can with what we have every year. I think we'll probably have it at the next meeting. We'll have streets and sidewalks get together. Mike Rowan and Clyde from CT will go and they'll reassess the roads. They'll come back with a project list, and then we'll see what funds are available and divvy it up from there. Looking ahead to 2024, the demolition of the water plant. We're anticipation demolition of the plant. It's not going to happen in this month. It should be down, I would think, mid-March-ish, right, Amy? I think we have the final cap going to happen on the intake coming from the lake to us. Will happen in a couple of weeks. But we've got, we've abated the asbestos and removed the hazardous materials from the building. Contractors were invited to submit a combined bid for both endeavors. Council selected Monterelli Excavating to demo the plant at a cost of $316,708. Council also selected Pro Quality Demolition of Campbell, Ohio, to conduct the asbestos abatement and hazardous material removal. Pro Quality submitted a bid at $31,016 for the aspect of that project. The 3rd Street Streetscape project, while the project was scheduled to start in 2023, the project had to be rebid, and now that the contract was awarded to RMH Concrete and Foundations of Collins, Ohio, work will begin on 3rd Street in March of 2024 and be completed by mid-May. This project will take place on 3rd Street from High to Eagle and will include new sidewalks, new and additional street lights, and ADA accessible curb ramps at the crosswalks. Funding for Phase 2 of the streetscape upgrade consists of $245,000 in CDBG grant that we were awarded in 2022 and a $55,000 local match that's coming from the Streetlight Fund. I think that's it. Oh, no, sorry. Don't mind me. In 2023, the village received Community Development Block Grant funding again to pave additional streets in the village. Lake County Commissioners approved $118,000 CDBG grant for Fairport Harbor. The amount was requested to pave Paradise Court, Vine Street from 5th to New, 4th Street and 5th Street from High to Plum, and the $118,000 CDBG allocation will be matched by $10,000 from the village, putting the overall project cost at $128,000. Work is anticipated in the spring of 2024. Water tower, construction of a new water tower with a larger capacity of 250,000 gallons will be constructed on the property of the Village Service Department. While the project has started in regards to some land clearing and utility work, we are waiting for an updated timeline on the next steps. We anticipate that further work will be underway in the spring of 2024. The new tower will replace the current tower on Orchard Street. Before I move ahead, I want to touch on New 4th Street. I know there's a lot of construction has started on the new school. That road has really deteriorated from East Street all the way to Eagle. I don't think we're going to be able to put any paving down. One of the things that I do want to talk to Streets and Sidewalks about, and CT and Clyde won't be here tonight, but I'll follow up with Clyde, is maybe we'll grind that roadway down and just get the bumps out and then go back after the construction is done. But the winter, believe it or not, we didn't have a really hard one, but the freeze thawing that we have had has really impacted that road. So for you folks dropping kids off, and for you folks that live there or drive through there on a daily basis, we know how bad it is, and we'll see what we can do about at least trying to mitigate that the best we can. But again, it's a three-year construction project that's just begun, and there's going to be starts and stops and fits along the way, and we'll figure it out as we go. Transient Marina, this very much is alive. The Lake County Development Port Authority is working with MSA to prepare and submit permits for the new breakwater to the Army Corps of Engineers. This review process can take 6 to 8 months. Estimated timeline for bidding out the breakwater project is September, October of 2024. Currently, there has been $5 million secured through ODNR for this project and $1.1 million for the docks and the fuel station through the Fish and Wildlife Boating Infrastructure Grant. The village has also secured $350,000 in state capital grants funds designated for the boat launch area. Additional funding is also being applied for through the Port Infrastructure Development Program and the 2024 RAISE grants. So again, this is a very large project that's going to take a little bit of time to put the monies together. Just because you don't see anything happening doesn't mean that we're not working diligently behind the scenes to try to pull our partners together. and be very aggressive in the way we go about doing this. And one of the biggest obstacles to this entire thing was the water plant. You know, we didn't start out with our water changing over to Painesville with the thought of this, but it just happened to kind of all tie in together nicely, really. So it's really kind of all coming together at a nice time. So I want to thank our employees, I want to thank our residents, I want to thank our businesses and our schools, and to our community groups and our churches. And again, our residents. You guys make our village a great place to live, work, and play. I thank you.